up, everyone? Mr. Octagon here. So now we have another Madden rebuild. Today we're going to be rebuilding the Indianapolis Colts. This team is a mess. This team really sucks. So let's start at quarterback, and I'm trading Luck. I'm going to trade Luck just for the sake of a rebuild. We're going to start Brissett this year. Running back, no clue. Receiver, we have T.Y. Hilton, the only decent player on this offense. This offensive line is horrendous. Jack Doyle, solid. On the defense, it did not get much better. Jabal Sheard's a cool player, but he's on probably a pretty big contract. Of defensive line, yuck. Secondary, yuck, but they do have some good young pieces. And Quincy Wilson, who's only a 70 overall. And Malik Hooker, who's a really good safety. And so let's see what we can do. We're trading Jabal Sheard, Frank Gore, and a third-round pick to the Jacksonville Jaguars for Allen Robinson. So we're going to have an Allen Robinson, T.Y. Hilton receiving core for Jacoby Brissett, assuming he's our quarterback to throw to. I am actually going to move on from Andrew Luck just for the purpose of a rebuild, to make it interesting. We're going to trade him to the Dallas Cowboys for Ezekiel Elliott, pretty much. Now, we're completely finessing the Browns. We're trading 3 crap players for their first-round pick. And then we're trading 2 more decent middle linebackers for another first-round pick and some other draft picks. Now we're trading Rashad Melvin, a solid corner, and Jeremiah George to the Niners for their pick. Al Woods in a 4th for the Jets pick. Keep on coming. Now, you always got to get Jared Davis in rebuilds. It's kind of like the Hawks pick. We're trading Clayton Gevers, Matt Jones, and Scott Tolzien. Now we're getting the Bears pick for a core consisting of Jonathan Hankins, Dante Moncrief, and Marlon Mack. I did kind of want to use Marlon Mack, but now we have Zeke, so it's fine. We're also going to get Michael Thomas from the Saints to make our receiving core a little better by trading Anthony Costanzo, John Simon, and a future first-round pick. We did trade a lot. Now we're getting Jordan Lillis from the Cincinnati Bengals. He generally does pretty good in this game. Gets a lot of sacks. Hopefully he does for me. We're also going to get Miles Jack from the Jaguars for Jack Doyle. Very solid young player. Hopefully he can progress for us. And we're also going to get Trevor Williams, the quarterback from the Chargers. He's been surprisingly really good this year. We're trading 2 starters. Actually, yeah, Mingo would be a starter. We're also going to get Kenny Clark, a very good young defensive tackle from Green Bay, for Henry Anderson, Marcus Hunt, and a second-round pick. And then our last trade, we're getting Sheldon Rankins from the Indianapolis Colts for pretty much a bunch of backups. So let's look at this team. This team is absolutely horrendous. Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. Hopefully he does well. We're good at running back with Ezekiel Elliott. Our receivers are stacked with Allen Robinson, Michael Thomas, and T.Y. Hilton, but the line is trash. And Raven Clark here, he's going to allow a lot of sacks, but he's not going to allow all of them because the right tackle, Tyreek Burwell, is too. On the defense, we have some young stars here like Jordan. Well, I wouldn't really say stars, but some very talented young players like Jordan Wells, Sheldon Rankins, Kenny Clark, Jared Davis, Miles Jack, Malik Hooker, Trevor Williams, Quincy Wilson. So we should suck, but I don't think we're going to be the worst team in the league bad. I would just be watched out if my name is Jacoby. Shocker, shocker, we didn't make the playoffs. Not a lot of XP to go around, which is kind of unfortunate. On the defense, yeah, Jared Davis. Yeah, you're going to see that with Jared Davis. Defensive Rookie of the Year. He is so good. He even made the Pro Bowl. That's why you need to get him in rebuilds. The game signed Jonathan Newsom, who did play for the Colts. So no one really has a lot of XP minus Jared Davis. Zeke and T.Y. and Allen Robinson all have over 10, so that's pretty good. We went 3-13. So I only really want to see Jared Davis' stats. I actually want to see Jacoby Brissett's. He got sacked 38 times. I thought he was going to get sacked way more. But Jacoby Brissett was absolutely horrendous. On the offensive line, it was I cannot speak. Oh my goodness. The Raven Clark show. As Jared Davis, 143 tackles, 1 sack, 1 pick, 4 fumble recoveries, 6 fumble forces. He was an absolute monster. That's why I always get him. Blake Bortles just won MVP. That's Madden in a nutshell. I'm better trade for Blake Bortles next week. The only 2 players I decided to re-sign were Allen Robinson because he's a beast, and Adam Vinatieri because he's the living legend. He's 45 years old, and I want to keep him for the rest of his rebuild. We want to see how old Adam Vinatieri can get. Soon he's going to be older than the amount of subscribers I have. I feel sad now. The only player who I kind of am interested in free agency is Cameron Meredith, but we're already stacked the receiver of T.Y. Hilton, Allen Robinson, and Michael Thomas, so I'd probably just move one of them to tight end. But the Redskins are offering this man so much money, And you know what, Washington, you can take him, even though he's a beast. So looking at the draft class, there's no one who really, I find interesting, who I really like. And there's no one at quarterback. So I'm just showing the first pick, Jacoby Brissett, and the 21st pick to the Packers for my quarterback for the rest of the video. And his name is Aaron Rodgers. You may recognize that name. Here's a look at the offense. Skill position-wise, we are pretty set. With Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, Ezekiel Elliott. Our receivers, our big three is back with Allen Robinson, Michael Thomas, and T.Y. Hilton. But the offensive line is trash. Once again, our best offensive lineman is Ryan Kelly. Our tight end is still terrible. The defense I do like. I don't think I would make any trades. The linebackers are cool. I'm happy with the safeties, corners, defensive linemen. I'm happy with the defense for now. It's pretty much just the offensive line that needs a lot of work. So I might make some trades. Whenever getting beast offensive linemen, the first one you need to think of is Zach Martin. That's what we're doing. We only need to trade a third-round pick for him. I thought he was usually a little more, but I'm not complaining. We got a 99 overall offensive lineman in Zach Martin. We're absolutely finessing the Chargers. We're trading Ryan Kelly and Redmond to the Chargers for Forrest Lamb, 89 overall. He's younger than Kelly. He's much better than Kelly. I think Forrest Lamb has quick development, too, because he made the Pro Bowl. I think we have a great trade. Hopefully he can continue to develop well on our team. We're trading a 4th, a 5th, and Gordon to the Browns for Joe Thomas. I know he's old, and if a Broncos rebuild, we got him, and he regressed down to like an 85. But Joe Thomas is an absolute beast. So he's going to be a very good placeholder at that left tackle spot. One of the best players to trade for in Madden 18 is Lane Johnson. So that's exactly what we're doing. We're trading a 3rd and 4th round pick to get him. So now we only need one more beastly offensive line. So the 5th player on my offensive line I'm getting is Brandon Scherf. He's really young, and he's really good. All we need to trade is a 4th round pick in Feeney. I think we're absolutely finessing the Washington Reds. This is probably going to be the last trade going into this season. We're trading a 2nd, Chris Ivory, who I just signed in free agency, and Trevon Boykin to the Cleveland Browns for David Njoku. He's developed really well for me in rebuilds. He is an absolute beast. He's currently an 85 overall, and we need a tight end. I think this is a great trade. Here's a look at the team. I think the offense is definitely the strength. Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, Zeke at running back. I just signed Adrian Peterson. I mean, him and Zeke have something in common when it comes to hitting people. I really should not have said that. That's really messed up with me. I apologize for my words right there. Yeah, that's actually kind of messed up. But our receivers exactly the same. Allen Robinson, Michael Thomas, T.Y. The offensive line is looking great. All A's, or A- counts, with Joe Thomas, Zach Martin, Forrest Lamb, Brandon Scherf, and Lane Johnson. David Njoku, tight end, he's really good. The defense is not as good, but if some of these young players like Miles Jack or Jordan Willis, Harold Landry, Malik Hooker, if they can become good players, then that'll be helpful. The defensive line is Jordan Willis, Kenny Clark, Sheldon Rankins, and Clellan Ferrell. The linebackers are Miles Jack, Jared Davis, and Harold Landry. The secondary is Trevor Williams, Ken Webster, Quincy Wilson, Malik Hooker, and Ronnie Harrison. So hopefully we can do good this year. Knowing Madden, we're probably not going to make the playoffs, but I think this team should definitely make the playoffs. So at the end of the season, we have no playoff game or practice squad player signed, so that means we had a first round bye. 8 interceptions for Trevor Williams. So looking at the XP, Michael Thomas, 35,000, Forrest Lamb, 25, Njoku, 21. On the defensive side, Kenny Clark, 20,000, Trevor Williams, 59,000, Malik Hooker, 37,000, Ronnie Harrison, 53,000. We went 12-4. I thought we were going to miss the playoffs knowing Madden. Very happy to see some of those XP. A little disappointed with Jared Davis's, but it's fine. Solid season for Rodgers. Probably not MVP-like, though. Running the ball, Zeke was great. Adrian Peterson with 16 touchdowns. Receiving, Michael Thomas was great, and Njoku was great. Allen Robinson and T.Y. were solid. Blocking, what's it going to be? Literally no sacks. So Raven Clark was tied for second in sacks, and he didn't even start. So very good there. Defense, Jared Davis, 123 tackles. Ronnie Harrison, 108. 9 sacks from Jordan Willis. Interceptions, 8 from Trevor Williams. Does he have quick? Probably. He definitely won best defensive back, yeah. And Pro Bowl. I don't know how none of those got him quick. Malik Hooker with 3. I don't know how he had that much XP, because he had a decent year. Wow, he's quick development. Okay. I'm not complaining. Ken Webster with 2. Ronnie Harrison had a great year. Probably defensive rookie of the year. I think we might win the Super Bowl this year. So Jacoby Brissett, 2nd in MVP. He did so well in this game. I just don't get it. Zeke was an 8. Offensive player of the year, Tom Brady. Defensive player of the year, Shazier. Offensive rookie of the year. I don't think we had any defensive rookie of the year. So it wasn't Ronnie Harrison. He just got a boatload of XP. It was Braxton McKinney. I guess Bernardrick McKinney's brother. Ken Webster finished in third. Harold Landry in fifth. Clelin Ferrell in ninth. Best quarterback. Aaron Rodgers. Best running back. Ezekiel Elliott. Best wide receiver. Michael Thomas in number 4. Oh, wait. Oh, I thought that was Aldrick Robinson for a second. But Allen Robinson. Best offensive lineman goes to Zach Martin. We have everyone in the top 10. I'm guessing Forrest Knight probably made the Pro Bowl with all that XP. No best defensive lineman. Best linebacker, probably no one. Best defensive back, Trevor Williams. Not much of a question. And that's all. How did Vinatieri do? Best kicker? Didn't even make the top 10. So I'm going to XP the team. Plenty of players have a lot of XP. On the defense, Ronnie Harrison, Malik Hooker, Trevor Williams, Kenny Clark with 20,000 on the offense. Michael Thomas, Forrest Lamp. I'm guessing he made the Pro Bowl. And yes, he did. Great. Joku has a lot. Pretty much everyone on offense has over 10,000. Sheldon Rankins has like none. Oh, is this team a 3-4? I'm going to change your scheme to a 4-3. That's why Sheldon Rankins has done nothing. But I'm going to XP everyone. I'll get back to you guys. So after XP one, here's the offense. Aaron Rodgers and Zeke are 99 with confidences. Michael Thomas is 93. Forrest Lamp is only an 89. He only went up 1 rating. But that is because I did give him superstar development. And Joku's an 88. On to the defense. Trevor Williams is a 94. Kenny Clark is a 92. Malik Hooker is an 87. Ronnie Harrison, he is an absolute beast at a 93 overall. So, let's see who we play in the second round of the playoffs. We are going to be playing, drum roll please. I don't think you can hear it at all. But we're going to be playing the Kansas City Chiefs. So now in the second round, we're playing the Chiefs. I'm just going to send them to the Super Bowl because I think we can make it. Shocker, shocker, we miss the Super Bowl. What's new? So, we got to do a whole nother season. So, in the re-signing period, there are 3 players we needed to re-sign. That was Zach Martin, Brandon Scherf, and Trevor Williams. We re-signed all of them, which is clutch. So, now let's get to the free agency part of the offseason. Looking at the free agency class, there's no one that enticing. I'm probably going to go after Leonard Williams. That's probably going to be it, though. So, I'll show you. In free agency, I got the players I wanted. That was Ronald Darby. He's going to be the nickel corner. Leonard Williams, who I'm going to probably move inside defensive tackle and trade Sheldon Rankins. And we also got this punter, Itter Sagan. So, what did I want? Did Joe Thomas retire? Crud. So now we did need to get a new offensive lineman, but we definitely have assets to do that. So, let's make some trades. To replace Joe Thomas on the offensive line, we're going to be trading Harold Landry straight up to the New Orleans Saints for Ryan Ramczyk. I don't think Harold Landry is going to be that insane in this rebuild. And Ryan Ramczyk, he's really good. He's 25 overall, or 25 years old, not 25 overall. He's 25 years old, 90 overall with quick development. So I'm probably going to trade Sheldon Rankins now for a new linebacker. We are trading Myles Jack to the Cleveland Browns for a second-round pick. Myles Jack, he hasn't really been developing the way I've been wanting him to. And I'm going to use a second-round pick to get an absolute beast. We are trading a second-round pick, Ronald Darby and Sheldon Rankins, to the Denver Broncos for Von Miller. 99 overall beast. He's going to have that outside linebacker spot. And since we traded both Harold Landry and Myles Jack, we actually need 2 outside linebackers, so we're going to have to get another. I'm a little surprised that trade went down, and we definitely traded a lot. We traded a future first, second, and third to the Jaguars for Telvin Smith. He's really good. He's very underrated, but we did trade a heck of a lot to get him. Do you guys remember how we traded Andrew Luck for Ezekiel Elliott? Well, now Dak Prescott is on the trade block, and we got him for a 4th, a 5th, and Trent Taylor. I'm not going to keep Dak Prescott because we have Aaron Rodgers, but I can probably get much more than a 4th, a 5th, and Trent Taylor for Dak Prescott. This is a downgrade, but I want to get cheaper as we're trading T.Y. Hilton in a 4th to the Cleveland Browns for Corey Coleman. I mean, Corey Coleman, he is kind of a channel legend from the Madden 17 Brown series. Now, I'm getting cheaper so we can get Myles Garrett. We are trading Dak Prescott and Clelin Ferrell as well as John Bostic, but I think it's worth it to give his absolute beast. We do not need Dak Prescott at all. So here's a look at our team going into the preseason. Very solid team. I do think I'm going to make a few trades before we get to the actual season. And that's what I'm going to do is I'm getting Khalil Mack from the Raiders. I'm trading a bit of a lot, including Jordan Willis and draft picks, but Khalil Mack is a 99, and he's a beast. Look at the team going into the season. Aaron Rodgers is a beast. Zeke is a beast. Our whole offense is a beast. Our offensive line is very solid with the new addition of Ryan Ramczyk. On the defense, our defense is very solid with new acquisitions like Khalil Mack and Von Miller. Ronnie Harrison at a 93 looking good. Adam Vinatieri is still there. And we are now, I sim for season. And look at all that XP. Aaron Rodgers won MVP. Zeke won Offensive Player of the Year. Ryan Ramczyk got a load of XP. Malik Hooker got a load of XP. Ronnie Harrison got a load of XP. We went 14-2. We absolutely balled out this year. So looking at Rodgers' stats, I don't think they're MVP-like stats, but I'm definitely not complaining. Ezekiel Elliott, phenomenal season, 1,600 yards, 16 touchdowns, very solid year from Michael Thomas. Looking at the blocking was extremely solid. Lane Johnson allowed 5 sacks. No one else allowed more than 1. Looking at tackles, Jared Davis led the way, sacks. 21 from Khalil Mack, who also had 2 picks. And Mack, I think, won Defensive Player of the Year. Myles Garrett at 20 sacks. So here's a look at the team going into the playoffs. Our team is very solid. Ryan Ramczyk is at a 97. Ronnie Harrison is at a 98. Hooker's at a 92. Myles Garrett's at like a 98. And I simmed to the Super Bowl, and shocker, we didn't make it because it's frickin' Madden. You know what? We're just going to end the rebuild here. I don't think we can get too much better. I mean, the Broncos team was better than this one, the Broncos rebuild, but this team was still extremely solid. I don't know how we went 14-2 and had that good of a team and did not make the Super Bowl. The Seahawks and the Chargers, two of Madden's favorite teams. We didn't even make it to a conference championship. We lost in our first game of the playoffs to the Texans, so make sure to like the video and subscribe.